Hi and welcome to this introduction into SAP Business One. During this session, we're going to look at the types of business that SAP Business One works for, the types of function that are available within the software, and the basics of the application. So, if we take a look at how SAP Business One is positioned, SAP as an organisation are one of the largest providers of ERP software in the world, serving anything from global multinationals to small businesses. And SAP Business One sits at the bottom of their ladder and is targeted and developed specifically for small to mid-sized businesses. Across the world, there are around 65,000 users of the platform, and it's used across 170 companies globally. The product also has around 50 localizations, and that essentially means that you can take the same tools and the same product and launch it in the UK in the same way as you could in the US or France. And depending which localization you choose when you implement the solution, it comes pre-configured with a set of different characteristics that may relate to local or government enforced standards or just ways of functioning within the application tailored specifically to that geographic place. It's also available in 28 languages. Which means that you can seamlessly transfer between your operations in the UK or in France or etc. With such a wide audience in a global market, there's also around 300 partners working and providing additional add-ons and extensions to the product that we'll come on to in a bit further through the presentation. SAP Business One provides your business with a digital core. It's a fully integrated ERP solution that provides functionality across all areas of your business. If we take a look at here, we've got everything from core financial and accounting package. It can deal with inventory management, sales and service, as well as things such as project management or production and MRP. When we look at the businesses that we work with, we're a non-vertical specific partner in the UK, and we can take this SAP Business One into a huge variety of different businesses and tailor the product to be able to work with the functionality that they require. All of the functionality sits fully integrated within this digital core, enabling all parts of the business to have real-time information shared and accessed by anyone who needs it. The next screens that I've got here lists some of the key functional requirements within the system. I'm not going to go through all of these in any level of detail within this presentation, but it just gives you an overview of the type of depth of function that's available within the core platform. The beauty of the product is that all of this comes within the core product itself. Everything that's listed on here is not an add-on or something that you have to buy and integrate back into the core solution. It all comes as standard, and effectively, by purchasing SAP Business One, you have access to all of these features and functions automatically out of the box. SAP Business One also has a number of technologies, and the way that the solution is presented helps build foundations to leverage additional solutions and extensions within the core product. So with SAP Business One, we can take, there's a software development kit, an integration framework and service layer that allows us to extend into marketplaces or niche verticals that the core product just can't take you to. So for example, this is a snapshot of some of the partners and products that DCS work with specifically. So, for example, e-commerce, this is something that's really common with the marketplace and the customers that we work with. E-commerce, across platforms such as Magento and Shopify, we can leverage the Business One integration framework to talk seamlessly to that. So it essentially just becomes another one of your sales team, and we can just take orders directly off the web, sync things like product information such as stock levels and estimated delivery times. We also have niche solutions that go into specific vertical markets. So, for example, we work with a product called Progimex WMS. This is a warehouse management solution that takes mobile devices into your workforce. So the idea is that You can take your picking and packing to the next level by sending your team out with handheld devices, with barcode scanning and working seamlessly without paper on the shop floor. And also we have things like EDI. So we partner with a company called NetEDI in the UK. NetEDI are a provider of EDI services. We've got case studies on our website that talk about the way we take services that EDI provide and take orders from customers, integrate them straight into the system, produce delivery notes and exchange information seamlessly all the way through to invoice. So this is a no-contact, complete seamless operation from point of order to invoice, all managed without any level of human interaction. So it's complete automation. Okay, so that's a bit about SAP Business One and the background of the product. So let's jump in and take a look at it. Okay, so SAP Business One is designed to look familiar. I'm using SAP Business One here with a complementary product known as Boyum Usability Pack. The Boyum Usability Pack extends some of the core functions and makes the product far more customizable and flexible with right clicks and brings the user interface control right into the user's hand. So as I suggested earlier, all of the modules that are available within the software package exist in the main menu. If as an organisation you don't use something, it's as simple as being able to jump into the form settings and being able to switch off. So, for example, if we were a wholesale retail company, project management is relevant to us, I can very quickly go into that menu and switch this off. The functions such as this would be leveraged to an administrator of the system, not necessarily an end user. So the idea is that you decide as an organisation how much flexibility you wish to provide your staff with. The core system is then built up from a series of master data records. So if I have a look at my master data record here, I can bring up a business partner. In SAP, anybody that you trade with is classified as a business partner, whether they're a customer or a supplier. So let's have a look at an example here. I've got a customer record here called Maxitech. I can record all of the generic parts of information about this particular business and see really quickly and the levels of information about their account balance, outstanding orders, outstanding deliveries. SAP also has an inbuilt CRM element throughout the application. With this, we can jump in at any point and add activities against them. So, for example, today we had a phone call to discuss pricing. I had this particular call with Amanda. It happened at this time. I can add that to the system. Because of the way that the system is built, with this inbuilt CRM functionality, at any point I can then drill back in and see a list of all of the communications that happened with this business partner over a period of time. If I jump into the stock information about within the system, stock information can be set to record information about products or services that we provide as a company. So let's have a look at this particular product example here. The system is fully compatible with things such as serial and batch traceability. We can switch this on or off depending on the product requirements. We can maintain stock information independently across multiple warehouses or bin locations. We can see real-time any of the information about what's on the shelf, how much is committed, in other words, how much we've already sold and it appears on a sales order, and also what's on order, so we have visibility of purchase orders that we are pending receipt of. We're going to go through a bit of a process here from sales order to invoice to show you how the information processes within the system. So I'm going to bring up my customer. SAP works with the ability of searching between records and master data within the application. So if I start typing a word or a phrase here, it will search for and try and find that particular company for me. There are built-in warnings as you progress. So some of the workflows that SAP introduce are best practice, but these can be customized or tailored to be able to suit your particular business needs. So in this instance, I'm being warned that this customer is over their credit limit. In this instance, and for the purpose of demonstration, it's quite good that I carry on, so let's jump quick through this hoop. Next up is a selection of the products that I want to sell. So this can either be done by typing in a product number. Again, same will apply if you start typing something will display, or you can go by item description. Just pick 2 items on there. Let's say that we wish to sell 10 of these. SAP has price list management, so all of this can be pre-configured. So the idea was that the individual entering this have to have no understanding of pricing. The system will drive all of this for you automatically. So effectively on this screen, I've suggested here what the customer is interested in, what the quantities are, but I also have visibility immediately of what is in stock. Again, this is because it's a fully integrated solution. I have visibility of the stock management aspects from the start. When would the current product like to be delivered? I'm going to say tomorrow, and we'll add this to the system. Again, I'm getting my warning about credit limit. So at that point, the customer has their sales order. Within the application, we have the ability to extend this to be able to email. Again, we use a product called B1 Print and Delivery. This solution allows us to be able to distribute stationaries or emails automatically from processes within the application. So, for example, on adding of that sales order, we could have distributed sales order confirmation to the customer, which advises them that their order has now been placed and with expected delivery details and quantities confirmed. There are various ways in which this could then be picked and packed, but in the purposes of this demonstration, we're going to stick to a nice simple process of just simply delivering the product. Again, the warning messages can be switched on or off at this stage, but I'm getting my warning at this point. What you may notice between the sales order entry screen and the delivery note screen is the information that is displayed is different. This is completely flexible and up to the user or the administrators of the system to decide. And again, it's a simple case of switching on the columns or the sections of information on the screen that are relevant to you as a business. Okay. We also have the ability to be able to make certain aspects of the system mandatory. So in this example, we're going to say that a delivery note can't be added without the user providing some tracking information. What we have the ability to do is using the B1 usability package, I can jump in and say I want to make this particular field mandatory. Okay. Now, if I try to add this to the system, what the system is going to warn me is that this field is made mandatory, and it's going to force the user to enter some level of information before it will actually allow me to continue. And at that point, we can proceed. So it's as simple as that to be able to add a delivery note. I'm going to move this through onto an invoice now. Again, the workflow is prompting me with the customer's over credit limit, and I'm now presented with the invoice screen. At this point, the system will start to produce a journal entry and feed automatically into the finance elements of the system. So let's post this and have a look at the transaction process that has been made. So I can look at the invoice that we just created, go to the accounting tab on there and drill into what we call the journal entry. The journal entry here, you can see that it's posted some revenue on there, it's put the value into my debtors account, and also manage tax. So the solution is compliant with making tax digital regulation in the UK, and will deal with all your tax in a suitable manner. Once all the transactions are put together, the system creates a relationship that sits between the transactions in the system, which allows me to very quickly be able to navigate between any of the aspects of the process. So I can jump into the delivery and see when the order was raised or when the invoice was raised. For the purposes of traceability, this can be really effective. So there's a brief introduction into SAP Business One and this type of audience it's aimed at. If you have any further questions, please never hesitate to contact DCS and we'll try and help you out.